This is show number 56, and we're going to start out by working the hamstrings and the Achilles tendon. So let's first go into a clam to begin to lengthen out through the low back, putting the soles of your feet together, rotating your pelvic girdle in a forward direction. Remember, no bouncing, just breathe softly and fold slowly forward. Put your mind directly into the hip joints themselves, the actual joints, and feel the rotation taking place. Now feel it in the glutes, through the hip muscles. Keep pulling forward gently, gently stretching through the lumbar back, pulling forward. Imagine that you'll put your chest on the floor, and then try to bring your forehead as close to your feet as it's willing to go. Then pick up your head and line your neck up to your spine, and extend both legs straight out in front of you. If you have a weak back, you need to bend your knees as you begin to roll down. If you have a chronic back, you need to come onto your elbow and ease yourself onto your back. If your back is strong and healthy, keep your legs straight out in front of you. Arms up, interlock your thumbs, stretch your arms forward, separate your shoulder blades, lengthen out your arms, tighten up your stomach. Begin to draw your navel to your backbone and slowly come down. Keep your stomach very, very tight. Try not to crash. Try to roll down onto your waistline and then drop down one vertebra at a time. Bring your shoulders down, head down, arms alongside of your body, and bring first a pelvic tilt. Press the waist into the floor. Glide your right leg up as high up as you're able to bring it. Make sure that the waist is pressing into the floor. Feel it in your quads. Now, push your heel to the ceiling. Slowly push. Push, stretching through the Achilles tendon at the back of your ankle. Now, slowly begin to push the toes to the ceiling. Push the toes to the ceiling. Push firmly enough that you can feel it at the front of your ankle. Keep your stomach tight. Push the heel up. If you're a runner, this is a very important stretch. Keep pushing the heel up. Now going with the toe up, stomach tight, and lower your leg. Stomach tight, pelvic tilt. Bring your left leg up as high up as you can get it to come. Push the heel to the ceiling. Go slowly. You can feel that even through the back of your knees into your hamstrings. Push the heel up. Then push the toes up. Push, don't just point the toes up. Push the toes away from your torso so you feel it at the front of your ankle. Push the heel up. Push. Stretch through your calf. Tighten your kneecap. Tighten your quads. Come on, push now. And then the toes up. Stomach tight. And slowly bring your leg back down again. If your back is weak, you should always bend the knees when you bring them down. All right, now stomach tight, a pelvic tilt. If your back is weak, bend both knees into the chest and then straighten. If your back is all right, keep the waist flat. Bring your legs up. Bring your legs up. Push the heels toward the ceiling. Push very, very firmly. And then push the toes up. Push up. Push enough that you can truly feel it to the front of your ankles. Keep that stomach tight. Keep the waist anchored into the floor. Push the heels toward the ceiling. Stretch deeply. Set your kneecaps. Set your quads. Push firmly. The toes up to the ceiling. Push very, very firmly. All right, now stomach very tight. And if your back is weak, bend your knees into your chest. Push the heels away. If your back is all right, keep the lower back flat on the floor as you bring your legs back down. If your back arches up on you, bend your knees immediately to protect your back. Now, bend your knees, stomach tight, a pelvic tilt. Push your feet as far from you as you can, as long as your toes remain on the floor. Pick up your head and shoulders, interlock your thumbs, sit up and try to keep your feet on the floor. And then put the soles of your feet together, and again, a gentle forward clam. Let's just stretch a little tightness out of that lower back. Fold. And pick up your head, bring your torso up. Inhale through the nose and then out through your mouth. Inhale deeply. Make your exhalation as long as you can. Now we're going to continue the work into the hamstrings by going into a variation of the forward-facing dog pose. You're up on your tiptoes, you're sitting on your heels. Push your knees into your chest. Put your palms flat on the floor and slowly begin to straighten your knees. Breathe softly, straighten your knees slowly. Separate your feet just about 2 or 3 inches apart. Stretch your head down in between your arms and pull the crown of your head toward the floor and stretch through the torso. Pick up your head and begin to walk your hands away from your body. Keep your heels on the floor. Walk your hands away. You can't come too terribly far because your heels will come off the floor. So just inch, inch, inch. And press the heels into the floor and then bring your chest, your forehead, the crown of your head close to the floor with the idea being to stretch through your back. Lift up your head, walk your way back, walk your way back. We're going to stretch more deeply by bringing the heels of your hands in closer to your toes, only as far as you're able, and then bend your knees, sit on your heels, and relax. If you have high blood pressure, you won't stay in the inverted pose as long as I did, because that is bringing an awful lot of blood into your head. So keep your head elevated and don't stay in the inverted pose for any considerable length of time. All right, let's try it again now. Palms flat. Go gently, straighten out your knees. Slowly stretch. Pull your head toward your shin bones, the crown of your head toward the floor. Lift up your head. Begin to walk your hands away. Walk away. Keep the heels of your feet flat on the floor. Don't bring your heels up. Stretch. Inching, inching, trying to gently lengthen out those muscles. All right, now bring your chest forward, your forehead toward the floor. Stretch through your torso. Lift up your head. Walk your hands back. Walking back. Try to get your hands closer to your feet. Stretch farther forward. Lift up your head. Come back down onto your heels and come down onto your knees. And again, inhale deeply through your nose. Make that exhalation really long. We're going to work on your hips, on the lumbar back, on the outside of your thighs in this variation of the cat pose. So you're on your hands and on your knees. You bring your right leg up, turn back now and look. You want to be able to look that your knee and your heel are both in line with your hip. Don't have this, don't have that, don't have it. Have it lined up. Feel the muscles working. That's all you do. And lower. And come to the other side. Lift up your left leg, turn your head back. Make sure that your knee, your heel, and your hip are in a straight line, or as much as you can. Feel it to the outside of your hip joint. And down. And again, bring the right leg up, heel up, knee up, lined up to the hip joint. Draw your stomach in and down. Left side up, heel up, knee up. Up high and hold. Breathe softly. And lower. Coming back up again. Get that heel up, get that knee up. Breathe softly. This will really help that lower back. And of course it really will help to firm up your hips. It contracts the glutes and it'll make your hips much stronger. Breathe softly. The hard part, of course, as you know, is just holding it. It's not a difficult posture, but it's just having to hold it in the correct alignment. The longer you hold it, the harder you're working at it. Breathe softly and down. And one more time. Other side, up. Hold it now, hold it. And down. Sit on your heels for a minute. Fold forward, relax your lower back. Relax your lower back. Put your forehead on the back of your hands for a minute. And then come back up into the upright position. And we're going to stretch more through the hamstrings and through the glutes, through your back. Separate your feet a good distance apart. Rotate so that the majority of your weight is to the front part of your sitting bones. If you're sitting back on your tailbone, it's going to be difficult for you. So rotate forward, get the weight to the front part of your sitting bones. Extend your hands over your left leg and slowly stretch forward. Slowly. Don't try to come down too far, just feel the stretch. Hold on to both of your feet and now stretch toward the center. Feel this more to the inside of the groin, folding forward, coming up. Now, over to the right side. Hold your calf, your ankle, whatever you can, and gently stretch. And coming back up again, over to the left. Every time you go over, try to go a little bit farther over. And you're coming, it's not a side stretch, this is the chest over your thigh. Up to the center, hold both of your feet. Fold forward, lead with your chin, lead with the chin. Coming up, over to the right side, fold. And come up again. Keep your stomach tight. It'll give you a permanent girdle. Go again to the left, to the center, to the right. Next time. Bye-bye.
To purchase a copy of Ready, Set, Stretch Program 012-001, please call 1-800-553-7752 or write to the address on your screen.